as you can imagine, yeah, feels great. It was of course a fantastic day, Saturday, once promotion was confirmed anyhow, and yeah, pretty proud moment for us as a group, for the whole club, and of course great feeling to head back into the best league of the world. We are more or less, at least in the last 4 years, the first side who is finishing in the top two, and I think just one team was able to return back straight away. Fulham last season by using the playoffs, and that says a lot about how difficult it is also to bounce back, and especially for a side. We just spent 1 year on Premier League level with a pretty young side and without spending any money. So we were not an established Premier League side like, for example, Watford or Bournemouth, who went down together with us for that. We were not the big favorite once the season started, but of course, yeah, also a bit like in each and every game, also in the favorite position in comparison to all the other teams, and for that was an unbelievably difficult year, but we finished it in style, and yeah, to promote already with 5 games to go is remarkable, and it says a lot about what my lads have achieved and about our consistency, and yeah, of course for the club an unbelievable important success, and also more or less the proof that the decision 2 years ago was a difficult decision. More or less to invest a bit more in the mid and the long-term future of the club, and not just to risk everything for one Premier League season. That it was definitely then the right decision of the club, although it was of course anyhow difficult not to invest at all and to sort all the financial problems out, to invest in the infrastructure and the academy, to extend some contracts of young players, and also to accept, okay, it could go back to championship level. And right now we head into the Premier League in a much better position as a club, and I think in a much stronger position also to try to become a permanent member of the Premier League. And for that I think quite important weeks for the club. Not to risk. So this will always be our strategy: not to risk the future of the club, because it's still not a guarantee that you are allowed to stay on this level. And clubs have done this before, were relegated, and to be honest, many teams are then struggling on the wrong end of the championship table. Yeah, some teams, when I think about Sunderland or Hull, they're not even allowed to play on championship level anymore. We won't risk the mid and the long-term future by doing incredible financial topics. Although, of course, as a head coach, if I would be selfish, I would like this, because the more quality you add, the easier my job is. But I think it's definitely the right decision of the club not to risk the future. But we are definitely capable to invest a bit more, because 2 years ago, it was not, or we decided infrastructure, financial problems of the past, young extending contracts, academy. These were our main topics. And we will still also invest further on in the infrastructure, also invest further on in the academy. But there will be also a bit more money in order to invest also in the first team. And for that, I think also a better chance to stay on this level. Yes, first of all, we were not asked if you want to be a permanent member of this Super League. For that, I don't want to comment this, if I'm honest, because I'm always respectful, and I have enough to do in order to plan our mid and long-term future. And Super League is not a topic for us at all. So under 4 eyes, I could give you my private opinion, or if I would be just a private person, I could tell you and also comment if I like this or if I don't like this. But I also have to respect my role. I'm as a manager, I'm in an official role in order to represent Norwich City, and I think it's also not helpful if right now each and every club comments this decision publicly. If I'm asked internally, anyhow, I will always give my opinion, but I also want to show some quality and some style, and don't want to comment this although we are not involved anyhow. And for that, I don't think it helps if Norwich City or any other clubs are right now commenting this in a public way. And if I'm honest, I just read the headline this morning. I didn't have the time this morning also to take all the informations about the background informations and the impact and how it should really actually work. So without having all the information, I don't want to judge it, especially not in this situation. And I hope you understand a bit that I want to show some respect also to the other clubs at the moment. It was, of course, a bit difficult, because The promotion didn't have an impact for our game that much the other night against Bournemouth, because we had a good training week. We didn't celebrate too much before the game. We were focused on the game, and I think we showed this also like with a perfect start actually into the game. And then there were some tough decisions against us, and then in the end we found it too difficult to win this game because of this. To play an underload against such a good side for 70 minutes was then a bit too much, and I also had to substitute our main striker Timo Pukki with some problems, and Grant Henley, our big leader in the defense, had to play for the on with injuries, and so it was a bit too difficult. And of course, and right now a quick turnaround. I also need to allow my players also to value and to celebrate a little bit promotion, because once you don't value and enjoy this big moments when you write history as a club, and you just focus on the next target, at one point you will use your motivation, because you also need to enjoy and to value what you've done at some point. And for that, yes, it was, of course, and especially on Saturday and Sunday, not perhaps a perfect preparation to be really unbelievable professional in the recovery in terms of focusing on Watford. But from today on, we are focused again. We know we are facing also one of the best sides in this league, and want to give it a go. We know. Yeah, even if this game is perhaps not perfect for us, we still have the best chance, even after this game, whatever happens tomorrow, also to win the title. Yeah, and if we can be there with a good result tomorrow, yeah, even better. So for that, we are also greedy to finish it in style. We are already promoted, and yeah, of course, we are also right now greedy also to win the title. Yes, we have appealed it, but we have to wait what the outcome is. It's definitely, at least he will miss one game, so Giannoulis won't be in my thoughts for tomorrow, so no chance. Yes, and there are a few question marks. Quick turnaround, thank God. Grant Henley was able to finish the game after his situation. It was a tackle against him in the first half. He was not even given as a foul. And actually, my physios gave me the sign he has to be substitute, but he's a strong lad from Scotland, and we taped him at half time. And yeah, his ankle was pretty swollen, and he also tries everything to push, also to be available for tomorrow. But yeah, we have to see. There's no major injury, but it was pretty painful and pretty swollen. And yeah, we all hope and pray a little bit, and we'll also pack him for the next 24 hours in Cotton Rule. So we hope that he's available, but because like you know, so Christoph Zimmer and Ben Gibson are already out anyhow, so it's definitely a bit tricky. A little question mark behind his appearance. Also, Timo Pukki, I also had to substitute him after a hit on his knee. It was swollen. He couldn't move and sprint anymore. So for that, also major doubt for tomorrow is if he is available, and also a little question mark behind Todd Cantwell. He was reporting also some problems with his adductor after the game. I hope they all three will make it for tomorrow. But yeah, we have to wait how it develops over the next 24 hours. So they are not completely ruled out, but I also can't confirm that they will be with us. So there will be some late decisions. John Hugel is really good. It's unbelievable. So he was fantastic. All the others, yeah. Sometimes my players are a bit overconfident. So it's more like they thought they would win. More like all the song contests anyhow. But it's pretty questionable if the quality was top class. But I have to say, Jordan Hugel, he could win many contests. So he's really fantastic. It was just a tackle between two players, and there was no bad intention at all in the scene. It's also Pearson, for example. I rate this player. I like this player. He's an aggressive player, and no complaints about him at all. But I think even he would agree. It's fair to say that he's never out for a Nobel Peace Prize, right? Once he plays, I think even he would agree. Yeah, when he watches TV. And Dimitris Giannoulis, he has many skills, but if you can criticize him on one topic, you would say, okay, perhaps he's still even a bit too soft for English football anyhow, and he still is on the way to adapt to the physicality of this game. And you have then really probably one of the fairest player on this planet, at least the fairest left back on this level, and they both go into the ball. And one player is perhaps a little bit early on the ball, the other player a little bit later. And I got to think, come on, sense the situation, and also a little bit that there was no bad intention, it was no tactical foul, it was no major impact, there was no injury anyhow. So it still feels like to have such an impact with such a decision. And it was a completely different game, and it's just sad because everything was made anyhow for a proper game of football. I spoke about how much I value Oliver Skipp, and he was a key man also in our success during the season. He was fantastic. We were pretty grateful and thankful that he was allowed to help us also during the season and played this major role. But we also fully accept that he's a Tottenham player, and it's not in our hands what happens with his future. But yeah, as you can imagine, you know how much I value and I rate him, and he's a fantastic player. Of course, I would like to work further on with him together. But we also totally respect that he's a Tottenham player, and I think it's important to respect this. Yes, he's a great leader and great personality. A fantastic season with unbelievable consistency, but also his impact in terms of leadership for this group is outstanding. And yeah, of course, once you have the situation, you play with 10 men. You have then not a natural left back already playing on the left fullback role because there was obviously the center for Giannoulis. You have an 80-year-old centre back next to him, anyhow his first steps. You have to substitute also your main man, Timo Pukki, in the offense with some problems. Yeah, of course, it was important to have him on the pitch till the final whistle, and I'm pretty grateful that he went through this pain. It says a lot about his character. We were already promoted, and he could have made his life easy and say, listen, no, it's too painful, I'll just go off. And also right now for tomorrow to say, no, listen, it's too painful, I'm not available, and we are already promoted, and I just look after myself. That he tries everything also to be available for tomorrow says a lot about his character. But I don't expect less from him, because he's our captain, he's our skipper, and he has to show his flag anyhow, and that's what he's doing. He's fantastic.